True to her word, Jett sent me a reminder to get over to Golden Zone Fire for some morning practice. I enjoy playing online and all, but matching against someone only a few feet away is way more productive. Talking over games in person makes it easy to get feedback and improve, and that's what I need more than anything else. The sting from my failure at the VSL qualifier will take time to fade. I don't want to experience that pain ever again. I catch sight of Jett in the middle row, her attention locked on a ladder game. Without disturbing her, I take a seat at her side and watch the match unfold. Furious taps and clicks rattle her keyboard. Her focus never drops from the game, much less her monitor. She's ahead, though not by much. It's not long until she extends the lead in a late game, and a few minutes later, heaves a sigh of relief when her opponent rage quits out. There's no need for me to consult my Korean skills to understand his final message. Zerg Imba. You actually showed. Colour me surprised. How could I not? The better question is how you have the free time to practice with some amateur. And the charitable sort, obviously. Anyway, you're here, so let's stop wasting time. You've paid for your PC, yeah? I nod and log myself in the station next to hers. A minute later, the two of us are grinding out practice matches. Game after game is a beatdown. I can't crack her defenses when I attack, and I'm barely holding on when she goes on the fence. She's just as unforgiving in pointing out my mistakes as she is in game. Your wall at the ramp to your natural is trash. How the hell do you get away with this? You're asking to get busted. It's not something I really think about that much. I just throw it up, you know. Fix it or be punished. That probably isn't an idle threat. Jett is the type of player capable of ending the game instantly, if she can capitalize on the right kind of mistake. Her style has been categorized as both passive and reactive. She takes her time and watches her opponents patent for the right moment to strike. She only takes risks if it's calculated in her favor. Given her form of success, the style has suited her well, though I can't help but wonder why she hasn't lately been performing at her previous level. Maybe she's lost her killer instinct. Guess not. A reminder of the skill difference between us rushes up the ramp to my natural expansion and crushes my wall, as promised. In the aftermath of the destruction, she swarms my base and sees an easy win. Jett revels in her victory with a predatory smile. Wrecked. Before we get into the next game, I catch sight of a familiar face coming into the cafe. Isn't that the same guy from last night? Hey Jett, do you know who that guy is? I thumb in the stranger's direction as he passes on by us, his attention occupied by a cell phone screen. Jett trails a look after him, wrinkles her nose and shrugs. He's a KPGA player, Protoss. What about him? Come on, get into the game already. Seriously? He was at All Out attack yesterday. What's he doing outside of this team house 2 days in a row? They were all figuratively chained to their desks. Not all of them are shut-ins. Stop wasting time, let's go. Me no read good. I double take away from Jett to find the player in question seated a few rows in front of us. And he's got the Starcraft 2 client open. Why would a KPGA player spend his practice time on anything but Brood War? Should I ask him for a game? I think I'm going to ask him for a game. What? No! Hold on, wait, you can't just... But before she can stop me, I rise and shuffle my way past the rows of computers. Jett shoots me a withering glare over the top of her station before ducking back down. Even though I barely interacted with the guy, I can't help but feel a little anxious as I edge closer to his PC. Sure, he was a bit rude when we spoke, but the chance to challenge a KPGA pro is too good to pass up, especially if I'm trying to step up my game. He's about to jump into a match when I clear my throat, right behind him. He subtly alt-tabs and then turns to regard me through half-lidded eyes. Or lidded. Yeah. What? Excuse me, would you mind a practice game? No, I'm just here to... He pauses, recognition flits across his face. You're the guy from All Out Attack yesterday, aren't you? I nod sheepishly. His only reaction is to stare on. For a moment he looks ready to dismiss me and gets a laddering, but at the last second he nods. Alright, one game. With a final nod I return to my station. A moment later he and I share a game lobby, and just about to be ready to begin, he's playing on a barcode account. Typical. However, I still not managed to catch this guy's name. A sharp tap against my headphones announces Jett's return and displeasure. You're obnoxious. If you lose and embarrass me by association, I'm going to pretend I don't know you. Anything else Jett has to say is drowned out along with the sounds of Golden Zone fire when I pull the ear pad back on. If the idea behind practicing against a good player is to improve, I should probably play standard. Still, the temptation to all in is always there. How sick would it be to grab a quick win on a KPGA player? Go for an early attack or play out standard? Sure, why not? It's probably best that I follow Jett's advice. I opt for a standard micromanagement game. This guy's build permitting. I take my natural expansion and begin teching up. The match progresses quietly, with only a few brief skirmishes with his stalkers and my marines. My scans show that he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. One of us has to make a move sooner or later. I start constructing my starport and researching my bio upgrades. I'm surprised to find that they finished without any pressure coming from the Protoss army. This could be a good time to go for some drop play and try to snipe some of his critical tech buildings. If I were to play an aggressive drop style, I need to be confident in my control and in the fact that I can outplay him. On the other hand, this game has been exceptionally quiet. If I could get up another expansion, I'll have a serious economic advantage going into the late game. Risk an early third base or get aggressive with drops. Ooh. That one. I cut marines long enough to save up for a quick third base. It finishes before my first drop ship is even out. Just as my expansion finishes constructing, a red blip shows up on my minimap. Is a void raid? A void ray? I have missile turrets to defend, so I should be fine. Wait, no. It's floating on the outskirts of my base. A warp prism. He'll be able to warp his units into my base. My army is completely out of position. He starts warping in just outside of my static defenses. Zealots rush to my base and tear my mineral line to pieces. Before I can move units back to defend, this is bad. Oh god, he's at my natural too. He's got such a big army I can't keep my defenses up with my economy crippled. I spread myself way too thin. Ugh, if only I had done a better job scouting. With my production structures camped, my units die almost the second they finish training. That's checkmate. I don't have long to sulk in defeat before the KPGA players make his way over to me with a smirk. As promised, Jett is nowhere to be seen. That was greedy. Though it's difficult to be graceful in defeat, I try my best anyway. Yeah, well, it's not something I've practiced a whole lot and didn't really produce as efficiently as I could have. Wouldn't have mattered. Bad mechanics. Should be the least of your worries. His grin darkens to one without humour. Is this guy serious? What the hell is your problem? You demand a game and whine when you get a little pushback? Look who's talking. Everyone knows your type, the foreigner out to make a name for himself. You fly out here on a whim and waste 6 weeks training. You aren't the first, and unfortunately, you won't be the last. Your plane ticket doesn't buy you the right to call yourself a pro gamer. Save your money and your time and go back home. I feel the heat rise in my face, half in anger and half in embarrassment. I've never dealt well with confrontation. But before I can say anything else, Jett steps out from around the corner and cuts between the two of us. Still great at making friends, eh, Bolt? He glances between the two of us, surprised. After a moment's pause, the so-called Bolt seizes back his smirk and meets Jett with a step forward. Been a while, hasn't it? What's a supposed Star League champion doing with trash like this? Bolt looks past her and tilts his head towards me. I take a step towards him, but an open palm from Jett stops me from going any further. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Jumping ship to a scene bloated with foreign money has its upsides, but it won't be long before you forget the dignity of a pro gamer. The dignity of a pro gamer, huh? You make it sound so disgusted. Distinguished. You've changed for the worse and you don't even realize. How sad. Shouldn't be much longer until the KPGA finally accepts that there's no future in Brood War. You're smart enough to know what happens then. But hey, the scene could always use more casters. Whatever you're saying, for the record, what excuse did you give your coach for another day off? VIP's a little more lax than Shock T1, but I might want to borrow it someday. At that, Bolt scowls. Jett doesn't waste the opening and strikes again. Don't worry, Dong saying, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Your secret's safe with me. Run along now, I'm sure you've got coins to flip or something. The standoff lasts a moment longer before Bolt lets out a lazy shrug, instantly killing off the intensity in his expression. I've got better things to do than offer advice to a mouthy chobo. Do what you want, kid. He thumbs his nose at me and returns to his station without another word. As soon as Bolt's out of sight, Jett takes my arm in a vice and practically drags me away. What the hell was that? Did you close your eyes, expand and hope for the best? Even after a heated confrontation, the concern is with the match before anything else. I almost laugh. I don't know, I was trying to be kinda tricky and put my third base where he wouldn't have normally scouted. Oh, it's blatantly obvious that you're expanding if you haven't shown an army that late in the game. All he has to do is look around the map and collect a free win. Her pointed critique diffuses the tension from a moments prior, even if it doesn't exactly make me feel any better. When she's done going through my long list of mistakes, Jett flicks a hand back towards the PC. Come on, queue up and game against me. Okay, lessons learned. Lessons I've learned. I told Jett that I wasn't feeling up to practice after we played a few more one-sided games. She seemed annoyed but agreed with my suggestion to take a short break. Back in high school I used to spend most of my time in the library when class was over. To be honest, this is probably the most time I've willingly spent outside of my room since then. I'm not the type to read for fun or study diligently, but it was nice to have a place to go and be on my own. I've missed those afternoons since I graduated. The Golden Zone Fire is a good placement hangout as I could hope for. It's clean and comfortable. She has pretty much everything that I need to stay 24/7. That isn't an exaggeration. Some of the patrons here look practically glued to their chairs. With a milk tea from one of the vending machines in hand, I return to my seat across from Jett. She isn't wearing the same scowl from earlier, but I can tell she'd rather been practicing. What are you drinking? She snatches up the can across from her and takes a long sip. Coffee. What kind of coffee? Coffee is coffee. I don't drink sugary junk. And for the record, it's obnoxious to challenge someone that you don't know to a match. Is it really such a big deal? I just wanted to practice a game against a good player. Seems harmless. Do you know those types that stream snipe and start shit on message boards so that people pay attention to them? More than a few come to mind. That's you, except you did it in real life. Cut me some slack. How do you know that guy anyway? His name is Bolt? Yes, he plays for Shock T1. Shock, huh? Bolt must be a new recruit. I haven't paid much attention to them or any other Brood War team since Starcraft 2 came out, but he definitely wasn't on their roster a year ago. Right, but how do you know him? Jett clicks her tongue and breaks her gaze away from me. I silently appreciate a reprieve from her deaf glare. If you must know, he and I went to the same middle school. I was in the class above him. Huh, okay. I was thinking he might have knocked you out at a tournament or something. No, I've never played him in the Star League. You don't need to overanalyze everything. Silence falls between us while Jett nurses what remains of her drink. I can't tell if she's really into the coffee or if she's just trying to find something to occupy her lips other than our conversation. I doubt Jett spends much time at PC Bangs given that she's got a team house to practice from. I should consider myself lucky that she'd make time to come out here at all. You know it makes zero sense for you to focus on qualifying for VSL, right? I blinked myself from my thoughts to meet Jett's intense stare. What do you mean? What's the point of us meeting up to practice then? No, I'm not saying... Listen. I want to round up some players. For what? For VSTL. Team League, but you're already on a team. Yeah? Yeah? She wavers, considering whether or not to tell me what I've already figured out. You're leaving VIP? Jett's eyes jumped to mine, brows raised, in surprise and then furrowed in annoyance. She's been on VIP for almost a year and is by far the team's best player. Management barely pays us and nobody's motivated. They're worse than bad. They're complacent. I want a fresh start. Hey, I'm not guilting you. It just isn't something I expected to hear. I mean, do you have a team house picked out? No, not yet. What about a coach? No. Well, do you have players in mind? Look, it's a work in progress, okay? I edge away from her glare and raise my hands defensively.